Welcome back to the channel. Today we're going to be riding on the Talaria Sting. It's an electric dirt bike. It's not an e-bike. It doesn't have the pedals. It has foot pegs. It has a twist throttle. So technically it's kind of classified, I guess, as a dirt bike or motorcycle or possibly moped. I think Colorado is pretty loose as far as they haven't caught up with the time. So right now we can have a little bit fun. I don't know. I guess it's the thing. You order these things online, right? You can buy these electric dirt bikes from Amazon, from anywhere. There's many kinds. This is one of the more popular, better known ones, just like a surron. And, I'm going to go ahead and play with it, and I'm going to use it just the same as these kids are on these motorized scooters, right? They're buzzing up and down and on sidewalks and around and stuff, and no one seems to say anything around my area that I have seen about these or have heard of. So I'm going to use this, which is probably going to get some people upset, as a bicycle, because I don't see it any different as a bicycle. Be polite when you do come across a pedestrian. Be polite when you see somebody with it. Just like if I'm pedaling, I'm going to do the same thing, right? I'm going to slow down if I'm going fast down a hill and what have you. I don't understand. Some people get their panties all twisted in a knot that, hey, you're riding this thing and you're riding on sidewalks and you're going on paths and this and that. Well, I don't know the legality here in Colorado per se. I'm just saying in my area what I've seen. You go to the DMV, they don't know what this thing is. You ask a cop, they don't know what this thing is in most cases. So I'm going to use it until I get talked to. If I get talked to, then obviously you can only burn that bridge once in your local area. And then in my area, it's going to be like one of 6 cops. I don't think we have too many cops. Maybe we have 8 now. I don't know. I do know they hired a few extra. But I'm just going to use this. I'm going to have fun, just like if it was a bicycle. And if for some reason that makes you upset, then what's the difference really? I would probably be going slower, like right here up this hill, but coming down it on a bicycle, I would be going pretty dang fast. So I don't see the difference. The tire width, these are like bike type tires. These aren't dirt bike tires, so they're the same width and same type of tread that we have on here right now as a mountain bike. So they're not tearing up the land anymore. Oh wait, Mark, it has a throttle though. That might cause extra damage. Well, that's really debatable. I don't think it does unless you're just sitting there spinning all the time. I'm not spinning. It's hooked. The tire's hooking up great and it's propelling me forward. And it leaves a light track just like if I was pedaling a mountain bike. So there's really no difference. And I love the fact that I can get around and I can kind of explore my area, which on a mountain bike I really wouldn't want to at my age, to tell you the truth. And I don't know if this is supposed to be a path, but there was like some faint tracks. Kids probably take it to the road. It just goes to the road. So I went over there and I jumped next to the road. Well, next to it on the sidewalk. I know that's going to irritate people too. The sidewalk. Oh my God, you're on the sidewalk, Mark. What are you doing? You can't do it. Look how wide the sidewalk is. And actually growing up, I was always taught to ride my bicycle on sidewalks because it's safer. Why would I want to be on the road? Look, there's no pedestrians. There's no one. If I came across somebody, I'll just slow way down, go around them, arch around them, and continue on my way. I don't see the big deal. People act like, oh my God, you're on a sidewalk. You're going to hit a pedestrian. What? That is crazy. Well, I don't know the legality if I should even be on the road here. I mean, is this like a moped? I don't know. I mean, these are things that still have to figure out. But how am I liking the Talaria Sting? Well, the Talaria Sting, we got some modifications. We have the Bach 4000 controller. We got the larger battery so we can go further distance. It's still only a 60 volt. We wanted to keep with that so we could still use the stock battery. Here I am cutting down this big hill. It still has the stock forks. We do have the Warp 9 bars. We have the Warp 9 steering lock unit, which I never knew what that was. That was kind of fun to install and learn what the heck is this thing. We also have the Warp 9 rear rotor guard, plus the Warp 9 axle locking unit. I don't know what it's exactly called, but I guess it's so it doesn't come loose, and the cap locks on to the head of the axle. It just adds a little bit of function so it doesn't come loose, it stays put, and you can just wrench off the one side and not need tools for both. I visited my daughter over here at our local King Super. She was selling Girl Scout cookies because it's that time of the year. Hopefully you got your cookies, because I think my wife said they only have 2 more weeks, and 2 weeks is going to go by pretty quick here. And especially after you see this video, you know, you're not going to have that long to get cookies. So, yeah, you can get on the road. I can kind of keep up with the traffic here. I'm going to turn left, you know, turn left, use hand signal, drop my hand, going left, boom, boom, turn left. I'm going to try to stay to, obviously, the neighborhoods and stuff, because I think that's where there's going to be less issues. But this thing on the roadway with the stock suspension, the stock tires, and the stock rim size, this thing runs great. And we don't even have it programmed yet. So on road, it works great. Off road, for some of the steeper hills, just works a lot better than, like, I tend to turn it on to off road on some areas I was leaving it, so I don't quite know where I was turning on and off. But yeah, it definitely eats the battery in off-road mode, but it does climb up the hills a little bit better, you know, makes it so it doesn't struggle as much. You're getting the max power that way out of the unit. It makes sense, right? I mean, yeah, I don't know, it just makes sense to me. So it goes pretty good on this type of terrain. We're semi-smooth, you know, we're not like totally off-road. I mean, I can see how this thing is like a urban weapon. I mean, you can zip around, go through. It's silent. And no one I came across complained. I came across a lot of people. There was one lady that was kind of hiding in a bush with her dog in a spot that I didn't even have in this video. But she I think was a little surprised, but it's silent, you know. But I got waves from everyone that I saw. No one seemed to care. They don't know what it is, and I think that's really to your benefit still at this time if you were to purchase one of these Talaria Stings, because people just don't know what they are, and you kind of do get away with some stuff that I don't know what I should be doing or not doing. I definitely wouldn't want to have to ride this just on the road with other cars and traffic. To me, that would seem nutty in my urban environment, or I should say suburbia environment, whereas like in the city, I guess, I mean, you're all just going like 10, 20 miles an hour, 30 miles an hour. I guess it would pretty much work in the city if you have to ride on the road, but people around here, if it says it's 45, they're probably going 50 or 55. You know, I don't know. I don't want to go that fast really on something like this. But I like that it's silent. I just gotta say, silent is nice. And here I'm going through a new area where they're building, which I didn't even know. I knew they were doing something back there, but I didn't know the extent of it. And I haven't really gone around exploring with gas prices so high. I don't really drive my truck around and explore like I used to. So, you know, I'm going back here, and this all used to be jumping mouse habitat. So let's get on a little rant there. So when I moved here in 07, they were like, oh, all this is jumping mouse habitat. You can't build anything because this is what was designated to be left for these jumping mice. They're in danger. You can't build anything, and you can't go there, and you can't kill a mouse. And if you do kill a mouse, don't tell anyone, because if it's a jumping mouse, they can still find you, even if it was an accident or something, like you put mouse poison in your garage or something for, you know, field rats or whatever. You know, you had some little critters come in and gnawing. Well, if it's a jumping mouse, you could get in trouble. So don't do that. Well, look at this. They destroyed all this land that was jumping mouse habitat, and they're going behind these art houses. That's kind of part of my neighborhood off to, well, now on my right, left as I came down, and those people backed up to all this green space that was supposedly jumping mouse habitat. I'm glad I didn't get one of those houses, because now you got all this. All this, and who knows? It's all about the money, man. It's all about the money. Somebody's paying somebody off to like tear up these jumping mouse habitats, or the jumping mouse was never a real thing here in Colorado, and it was just used for short term to, you know, feel good about yourself. You know, you gotta save this land. I don't know, you tell me. But anyways, we're gonna be ending the video here. Hopefully you enjoyed it on the Talaria Sting. It was an epic time. Thanks for watching.